guys have been extremely generous. I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate it. What we're about to do now is one of the highlights. As I said earlier, this is near and dear to my heart, financial aid for our students. Once you get quiet, I'm going to introduce our student speaker. It gives me great pleasure to introduce one of my top government students, a sophomore who continues to do very, very well, Nazle Taylor.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Nazle Taylor, and I'm a student at Thomas Edison, and I'm a sophomore. Before attending Thomas Edison, I attended 3 elementary schools. I could never stay up with the class, and I was always the one that didn't want to raise my hand because the other students laughed at me. One teacher thought that because my mom was from Brazil and her native language is Portuguese, that they should put me in ESL, English as a second language. That was a big mistake because I speak 3 different languages: Spanish, Portuguese, and obviously English. Because of their assumptions, I had a very hard time in elementary school. Middle school wasn't much better. I went to a private school, which was supposed to be a good thing, but I still ended up falling behind right away. My 7th grade teacher thought that because I was so behind that she should move me up to grade level, but that backfired because I had no foundation on the material, ended up failing almost every test that I took. Once again, I didn't feel like I could accomplish anything. I couldn't do the work most of my friends were doing, and I felt really dumb. Fortunately, my mom wasn't gonna give up. She knew I was intelligent, even though I didn't think so. She talked to my basketball coach, who was also my counselor. He said I should get tested for a learning difference. What do you know? I have dyslexia and ADHD, which I think is pretty cool. I know now what has been the problem, and I can do a lot of things about it. For example, this speech that I wrote is in a dyslexic font, and it helps me out a lot. What is dyslexia? It is different for everyone. With my dyslexia, I switch words back and forth to make them click better in my head, and if I were to see the word saw, I would see the word was, and if I were to see the word was, I would see the word saw. So it's all back and forward. I never knew the difference between a B or a D until the 8th grade. It all looked the same in my head, and I still struggle with these things to this day, and I probably will for the rest of my life. At first, I thought something was wrong with me. However, with the Edison support that I've gotten, I've realized it's really no big deal. There are many famous people that have dyslexia and ADHD, and with my self-confidence, I will be famous someday too. In addition to improving my self-confidence, Thomas Edison has really helped me in other ways. I finally feel comfortable reading out loud and giving big speeches like this one. I'm not scared to ask a dumb question. In fact, at Edison I've learned there are no dumb questions. Their teaching style is really different, and the teachers have way more patience with you. The teachers will explain things to you 2 or 3 times so you can finally get it and you can understand the curriculum. The classrooms are very small, and the teachers can really tell when you're struggling. The teachers will do anything to help you, even stay after class or even after school. The teachers at Edison actually care how well you do in their class, but more importantly, they want you to succeed in life. Although we are on Jesuits campus, we are 2 totally different schools. However, we can participate in their clubs and their sports and sometimes their classes. For example, I take an art class and I really like it there. I'm so proud to say that I was the first Thomas Edison girl to ever play on the basketball team. After a lot of hard work, it was a great accomplishment for me. As you can see, my self-esteem has really improved. In addition to improving my self-confidence, I now realize I'm athletic, intelligent, good-looking, and have great self-confidence, but above all, I have a lot of humility. I'm so incredibly grateful for people like you. You don't even know me, but because of your generosity, I am able to attend this wonderful school. You allow me to receive financial aid. Without your help, my mom would not be able to send me to this school. The students behind me represent the number of kids that are on financial aid, approximately 1 out of 4. Speaking from all of us, thank you from the bottom of our hearts, but more importantly, from our hearts. Speaking of my mom, I would like to thank you for never giving up on me and always believing in me. In the future, I plan on going to college because my goal is to be a counselor. Ideally, I would like to attend Gonzaga or Washington University after I graduate from Edison. Hopefully, as many people have helped me and had helped me, I can help others become successful and obtain great self-esteem like me. Muchas gracias para venir acá. Obrigado. And for those who don't speak Spanish or Portuguese, thanks for coming and supporting my Edison friends and listening to my story. Have a great evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, what we have done is really reached the pinnacle of why we're here tonight and what we are here to accomplish, which is to raise money for tuition assistance to allow other dynamic young people like this to attend such a great school and be able to feel the life-changing experience, the self-confidence, the self-worth. And you are really one of the most eloquent speakers. You amaze me. You're moving. You're very moving. We can't thank you enough for sharing your story with us here tonight. I know how hard that must be.